So our sponsor this year for Bikes for Kids, which we had to do because we're building a set for this Christmas tree lighting, and I made one phone call because I knew a man that has Jesus on his hat is going to be there. You're just doing the Lord's work is what you're doing, Brian Smith.
Well, I wear a hat today because I haven't shaved my head in a couple days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't want to look weird.
So you own several different companies that you have brought together to help sponsor this.
Yeah, so we're going to do, obviously, the Call Brian Smith team wanted to be a sponsor. We love Bikes for Kids not because I love you and we're friends, but the purpose behind it has like a real life thing that happens right in front of you. So when you do charity work, it's awesome. When you give back, it's awesome. But there's no like real feeling that you get when you actually see the things happen. And I don't know if you remember this, but the first year I think I was involved with Bikes for Kids, we delivered a lot of the bikes to the school or to the place we were going.
Event, like
because we loaded them up in that moving truck. So that changes the game. All the giving is always awesome, but when you get to actually give the give, you can't touch that. So yeah, the Call Brian Smith team is definitely on board. Also, like you said, I made one phone call to a guy that I think is awesome too. His name is Adam Winberry. He's our main owner of a company that I used to own with partners, Titan Alarms. And I've got to read their company name because they did a little modification, which is fine. It's called the Adept family of companies. It's Adept Patriot Services, Citizen Contracting Group, and Titan Security.
Okay.
So that's a conglomerate of companies that work for the government, for commercial businesses, and then Titan Alarms is like residential.
You know what? I just think that you know a bunch of good dudes that want to give back.
Dudes and girls too.
Yeah.
You know that
the ladies are involved as well.
The ladies are involved, but they just want to get involved. You know, we were doing a thing this morning for Fit First Responders, which you know about. People don't know how to serve sometimes, and so they'll give to the American Cancer Society or whoever. But we get calls all the time from people that are like, I want to do things, and they don't know how. And this is one of the ways we can tell them, here's how to do it. Bring us bikes, or bring us people that will bring us bikes.
What do you like about Bikes for Kids? You said you'd like to see it in front of you, but I mean, you've actually been up on top of my scaffolding. What's the Nat Cash experience up there like for you?
Well, it depends on the year, right?
Right, it does.
No, I think that it's a fun event because what you've taken with it is you do stuff that I like to do. So if you just did Bike for Kids and there was nothing memorable about it, it would still be special. But what you do to something that you really want to promote is you tie a memory of consistent action to it. And so every single year, you're going to sacrifice your time. It's not the warmest time of the year either. We know that. And you're going to hang out up there until you meet your goal. I think that it's cool. It's fun. People get to engage in it, but they get to see, like I was explaining you and Bikes for Kids after our TCB lunch the other day. What's really cool is that not many people actually are going to sacrifice their time and comfort for the project. And you continue to do that. And I think that that's awesome because you could just flip the switch now, do Bikes for Kids. They could drop them off in a parking lot and call it good. But it's not memorable.
I know.
So I know your heart's there because you're doing a weird thing. But I was just with the athletic director at Owasso, Coach Duffield, and he brought this up. And they're excited too.
Yeah.
Because the commitment to Owasso's there, the commitment to Owasso's kids, just like all the other part of Green Country is there. But I think they love the fact that there's going to be your new idea, the Christmas tree stuff, and it's just new. It's an energy thing.
And you know, this would not be possible, especially this year, without you guys. So, I mean, we really, really appreciate you guys being a sponsor. I mean, you are the top dog this year, man.
Well, we appreciate the opportunity. I think that, again, the kids getting the bikes is awesome. You can't really get around that. It's really fun. It's really fun.
You remember your first bicycle?
I do kind of remember my first bicycle. I lived in Elm Creek. Mm-hmm. You know, Mimi was my neighbor. Yeah. That's how I met Mimi. Everyone knows who Mimi is. And, Blue Guthrie actually taught me a little bit of how to ride it. Scott Beals taught me how to fall off of it. So...
You know what's crazy is like all these people from Owasso, Blue Guthrie, his wife, Leslie Hyde, is what I call her, Leslie Guthrie. And she does the signs for me at
Oh,
Bikes for Kids.
I didn't know that. What a
Yeah.
small world.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just so many people. I mean, it takes a village to put something like that together.
Yeah.
You got Owasso High School students that bring, Gracie was talking about bringing the bikes off the field.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, you being a part of this is, like I said, I made one phone call and this man stepped up. And
Wow.
Yeah.
That's, well, obviously loyalty and friendship's big time, but we wouldn't do that if it was just like for no purpose. I would like try to get you to do something else. So, of course, I want to support you in the program, but it's just such a real thing to see it happening, and you can't really beat that. I've always wondered, why do you keep doing it?
Why do I keep doing it?
'Cause it's been like all the years now.
Yeah, it's the 10th year. I feel when I got let go, it felt like a heavy weight.
Right.
It felt like if I didn't do this, I was not, and everything in me was telling me that we can pull this off.
Yeah.
Everything. When you sometimes do things and you're like, this zero doubt in my head that we can pull this year off.
Yeah.
With or without a radio station.
Well,
So-
yeah. Well, I mean, not to get weird about the radio station thing, but the people are still going to hear about it. The people still want to get involved
Yeah.
and help. So, I mean, it was awesome that you had the radio station partnerships in the past, but the people is your biggest partner,
Mm-hmm.
and they're still in. And I mean, I don't know about everyone else, but we're praying for even more of a turnout and for changes for people. People get affected by this thing.
For someone watching, what do you say? What would you say to someone that they're thinking about donating a bike?
I would tell the person that it's 100% the best idea they've ever made. Obviously, we would never ask people to sacrifice to take away maybe from their own family. At the same time, what we've seen is people take that opportunity to then explain to their kids, hey, instead of the norm this year, why don't we do this, and teach their kid how to donate?
Yeah.
Maybe donate their new bike. And so I've had conversations like that. But I would tell someone one bike matters.
Yes.
I've talked to people before and like, well, I could probably not even do more than one. Great.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Because what they learn is when they give that one bike, it's a big sacrifice to them. But now you have someone who maybe they've never given before,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to affect their life way more than the $80 hurt them.
Yeah.
And then they're going to want to do it more and more and more. So it's contagious. And of course, all those people out there that want to roll up in a moving truck with 100 bikes, fine too.
Yes.
We will help you unload them. So I would tell people, we've done the work to figure it out. You can call Walmart, ask for a manager, and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And if you do that on the local level, the managers will sometimes get involved and figure out what is the amount they can pull off of the price for like 15 or 20 bikes. So call
This guy
them.
gets it.
Call them. They'll do it. You're not going to be able to call the corporate office
Yeah.
in Bentonville, probably. I mean, try it or knock on their door. But if you just go more like micro and walk into a store, talk to a manager, say what you're doing, well, these guys get involved. They'll help. You may only get 10 bikes, but they'll give you a discount, maybe 20% off.
And another thing is the Walmarts and the academies, they are expecting
Oh, yeah,
us
Academy.
around that time.
Yeah. Sam's
Yeah.
Club even.
Yeah, and another thing about Bikes for Kids, it's around Black Friday. We were talking about this earlier. Is go scoop you up a bike when it's a lot cheaper.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get a discount on it. If we tell people too, if you're in a situation where you can provide bikes but you can't get them there, let us know. We'll get the bikes, picked up, drugged down there. And by we, I mean Thad and Mimi. We'll get. I'm kidding.
Brian, thank you for coming on here.
Absolutely.
And we've got to have
100%.
you on Nat Cash Radio again just to talk about all the things going. This guy he can talk for a while about anything and everything.
You definitely want to plug up the extra internet bandwidth machines that day because it's weird. It's weird out there on the streets. So.
Well, we appreciate you.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you and the work you're doing with this. There could have been a million things that you could have done this season to help yourself, to get your situation more comfortable, and you're spending your time on this. We appreciate it. It's big time.